back-to-back wins over the last 2 rounds, Hamilton's Sam Udick and navigator Glenn Mason in PSP Racing find themselves right back in contention at Mount Fresh Superboat as we start round 5 with just 9 points separating the top 3. So as you can see, very close between Coe, Bryant and Udick. The penultimate round of the Altherm Window Systems 2017 New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championship saw the team cross the North Island to Wanganui in the Shelterview Jetsprint track, the only night round of the season.
The moon comes out and the stars come out and the light goes down. It becomes a different place. It's quite eerie here with the mist and the spray combined with the light. Makes it a very challenging event.
It's reasonably flowing and there isn't too much messy water to deal with. There isn't a hell of a lot of challenging parts out there to really nut out. It seems to all flow quite nice.
I don't mind the night racing, I never have, so I seem to have adapted to it quite well. Touch wood, let's hope it continues, but I think it's more up here, it's in the mindset.
The daytime qualifying started badly for the rotorboat and Richard Bird. Mechanical issue and this setting progress back just a little.
Suck the beanie into the intake, and there's our 10 pounds of boost.
We're missing a lot of turbo wheel, so we've lost a lot of boost.
Taranaki Hardcore's back as well with new drivers and prospective owners, Cole and Kyle Patrick from Oregon in the United States.
Couldn't say no. Wasn't really a planned trip, but it's worth it.
You've had a couple of runs, what do you think?
This thing got power. It was definitely a shock when we first took off. Woo! And hearing the spool of the turbo.
It's a lot more throttle control, not just mash your foot down and try to bend the pedal. So, yeah, it's a lot more fun.
Taking lessons learned from his years in Stinger Boats Group A, Blake Bryant knew it was all about consistency.
It was pretty obvious last few years of Group A that there is a lot of inconsistency in the superboats, and rather than necessarily being the fastest dog out there every sprint, it's more important to be in that top bunch. And so we're trying our hardest to make it count at the end of the day and not to put a foot wrong. You know, if we can get in that top 3, well, that's a good achievement.
Also inside the top 3 on points anyway, 3 times New Zealand Group A champion Sam Udick. It looked like the new boys had rattled the cages of the experienced guys. Sam, 2 rounds essentially to go to wrap up the championship, and the new boys are putting pressure on the master.
Yeah, we seem to be throwing the cat amongst the pigeons, and that's pretty much what Blake and my approach to the season was going to be, taking our Group A mentality into superboats and hopefully give us some jandle for a lot longer and drive more consistently, keep that boat speed up and try to chase down the guys with the big horsepower. And it seems to be working this season where both of us are quite pleased with how things are going.
And a repeat of what Peter did for Sam at Waitra. When Peter Coe struck problems, Udick lent him his boat.
Boys from PSP, Sam Udick and Mark and Coe, kindly loaned us the drive and his little sprint tech, and but yeah, it's hugely generous of them, and you know, we really appreciate that, and so hopefully we'll get back in our boat now. You get a bit of this with a new motor, and we tried to get some time on it before we left home, and we got a few runs in, but not the amount of testing we would have liked.
Richard Murray knows every blade of grass at Shelterview. That's because he and wife Julia own the property. Only trouble is, Richard's seen way too much of that grass in the driver's seat of a Jetsprint boat. The daytime qualifying is used to find the boats and, more importantly, the drivers' outer limits. Sometimes both are pushed to breaking point. Rob Coley, a man that has more than found the limits here at Shelterview, explains.
I just come in there a bit hot. We were sort of, the boat was going nice, feeling good, and I thought, oh yeah, time to lay down a reasonable time, and just come a bit hot into the hairpin, come round, where actually I thought my line was okay, but couldn't see for water, and then put my foot on it and drove straight up over the island in front of me pretty much. So.
As the lights go on at Shelterview Jetsprint track, there's a whole new atmosphere. The quiet before the big unlimited engines roar in the darkness shatters an eerie feeling of calm. Shattering that calm, Gary Stevens in Guana.
Oh my goodness, what a show! He's travelled 490
It just takes the smallest laps for things to go horribly wrong in the dark. Add horsepower and lots of water, well, you get the idea. This in the top 14.
My judgment was out on that corner. I wasn't planning on trying to shave it or do anything silly. I actually thought we were going to come around at a conservative line. We're just in completely the wrong place.
So this small mishap for Blake Bryant will mean he will miss the top 10 cut. Once again, it is Altherm Window Systems Glenn Head leading the charge from Sam Udick. So we're just about set for the second of our elimination cuts here at Shelter View Jetsprint track in Wanganui. It's the penultimate round of the championship, and first to go it is Scott Donald and Nicole Reesby. The boat is Wicked and Wild. It's an older sprint tech with a 500 cubic inch small block sitting behind the Featherston couple. And they have been consistency personified because they've made the top 8 every single time of all the 5 rounds we've had here at the New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championship for 2017. Looking for the split time, needs to be around about the 25-second mark, I would think. 25.884, a little bit slower than what they did in the top 14. That was a 51.810. And I think they'll have to go a little bit quicker than that if they want to compete with the big boys, because the Savage Cup coming up from 10 will cut them down to 5. Will Scott Donald and Nicole Reesby be there? See the lights adorning the back of the roll cage as they work their way down towards the finish line now. This one's blown out just a little bit. It's going to be in the 56s, I would think. 56.132 for the farmer and the accountancy couple from Featherston. Graham Hill, Amanda Kittow next to go from Hastings. Liquid Gold is the boat. It's got the quad cam turbocharged Nissan engine, the Brian Hartley masterpiece, and Graham's got it wrong as he skates along the signboards at the top end of the circuit. Gets a big cheer from the big crowd here. Not what he wanted at all. Liquid Gold, long way off the water. Have a look at it on the replay. Just got absolutely wrong-footed. Jumped the tyres and then just rubbed off all the speed he had there on the advertising hoardings. Plenty of action still to come here at Wanganui. So welcome back to the Shelter View Jetsprint track here at Wanganui. It is the penultimate round of the L-Firm Window Systems New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships for 2017, and adding a truly international flavour. This is Kyle and Cole Patrick out of Oregon in the USA. No strangers though to visiting New Zealand, been here for both of our Bay Park extravaganzas. They're in the Taranaki Hardcore boat. This is the boat owned by Leighton and Kelly Manell. These guys 2008, 2012, 2013 USSBA Group A champions. 26.120 and the split. Best time for them was a 55.766. That was in the daylight qualifying. They came off the pace just ahead in the top 14. It was a 56.401. Let's see what they can do this time. Really, this is a cash and collect run, if you like. They've come all the way from the United States to take this boat back home with the Taranaki Hardcore as the boat. Powered by a twin-turbo big block Chevy and working its way down towards the finish line now. 56.765, a little bit slower than what they did in the 14.
It is so smooth. I'm having a blast.
So this is going to be pretty special when this boat comes to America?
Oh, it's going to be great. Can't wait to get it home. So hopefully here in the next month or so we start our season and I think we'll kick some butt.
Well, we wish them all the best as we welcome into the arena now Nick Berryman and Tanya Ironmonger. Been a good season in Mouthfresh Superboat for Nick Berryman, tourist operator from Rotorua. Riverjet is the boat. Tanya Ironmonger doing the navigational duties, sitting alongside him. 50.940, their best time in the daylight qualifying. Then they did a 51.189, and that's the time they're going to have to repeat, I would think, if they want to go to the next elimination. As I said, we'll cut them from 10, they'll be just 5. 25.084 at the split time, faster than what we saw from Kyle and Cole, but that's no real surprise as they work their way around the top end of the circuit now. This is a 410 Whipple supercharged Chevy. It's a Stinger hull. Down to the bottom end of the course now. It all happens pretty quickly in the unlimited superboats. Down towards the finish line now. Maybe just a slight mistake around that right-hander. 54.091 for Nick Berryman. So the time blew out a little bit in the second half of the run.
With a 53.616.
Richard Murray, Joe Rathbone next to go. The boat is Mean Machine. It is the Superboat Championship winning boat from the 2015 campaign. In the hands of Steve Edmonds and driver Pat Dillon. So it's got that beautiful sounding SVO forward, and he just kissed the tyre wall, and that's going to cost maybe 100th, maybe a little bit more. But it's got the power to get back out into the water again, and that's exactly what's happened. 25.374 at the split. top 15 time was a 53.616. Maybe we're not going to see a 53 here because of that small miscue in the early going. You're on board here with Richard Murray. He's the Group A champion back in 2013. He's made the move up to the Superboat. He says he absolutely loves driving it. And he loves driving it on his home course here at Wanganui. Heading down towards the finish line now. The left, the right combination to go, and he'll break the finish line beam, and it will be a 54.447 for Richard Murray and Joe Rathbone.
Richard Bird came into this with a 52.
Richard Bird, Haley Host next to go. Mad As is the boat. Remember, they're running with reduced boost because the turbo wheel got tuned up when somebody left the beanie over the intake and it got sucked through the engine. So it's a credit to Brent Curran and the team that they get this boat out on the water at all because they're running much reduced boost, much reduced horsepower. But he's been there or thereabouts. 50.940 in the qualifying. Top 14 timer, 52.652. 23.885 at the split. And that is the fastest split we've seen. And listen to the way Richard is just really hauling the mail in this one. He is driving the hull off this thing. Richard was a Superboat champion in New Zealand in 2009, 2010, so he doesn't lack any talent at all. Round into the final combinations at corners, he'll break the beam with a 51.128. That's an exemplary performance from Mad As, the rotor boat, when you consider they're down on horsepower. Next to go, this is Rob and Ange Coley, the husband and wife combination. 705 cubic inch big block Donovan, 1170 horsepower. It's a Sprint Tech G-Force hull, and as I mentioned before, Rob knows how to push the limits here at Wanganui. He survived, could have been a career-ending crash here a season ago, but he's back and better than ever. Ange, his wife, sits alongside him, learning all the time in the navigator's seat. 24.984, a little bit slower than what we saw from the rotor boat, but it puts them there or thereabouts. Remember, we'll cut him from 10 to 5. Will Coley be amongst it? Needs to be in the sub-53s, I would think, if he wants to book himself a spot. Heading down into the finish area now. You're on board with him here. Listen to that big Donovan whir as he makes his way past the big crowd here in through the finish combination, left, right, and he'll cut the beam with a 52.766. That currently ranks him second. Peter Coey back in his own boat now. Louise Blythe sits alongside him as the navigator. The boat is NZ Trojan Total Oils. It's a 575 Track Sport engines, small block special. They've had some teething problems. They had to borrow Sam Newdick's boat in the early qualifying. Best in qualifying in his own boat, though, was a 50.512. What can he do here? Coey, the 10-time national champion, the 7-time world champion. Watch for the split time, 24.657. Slightly down on the time we saw from Richard Burt. That's still the fastest split we've seen so far, the 23.885. Up to the top of the course they come once again. Louise Blythe sitting in the navigator's chair. No stranger to high-pressure navigational duties. She's done the job for Leighton Manel. She's done the job for Paul Gaston, taking Gaston to second in Group A a couple of seasons ago. Now she's doing the job for Peter Coey. Down towards the finish line they come now. 50.147. Coey goes to the top. Sam Newdick, Glenn Mason next to go. 3 times the Group A champion is the tail of the tape for Sam Newdick, but he knows how easy it is to get it wrong here at Shelter View. He's done that in the Group A days, but here he is now in his mouth-fresh superboat. It's a Sprint Tech G-Force hull. It's got a Kendrick 500 small block fuel-injected engine sitting behind them, and these guys have been super quick. 50.886, that was in the top 14. 23.584 at the split, so the only other boat that was in the 23s was Richard Bird. So these guys are on for something special here. Remember, Bird drove the hull off the rotor boat because they had a lack of boost from an earlier problem. These guys have got no such mechanical problems, so I would think they're driving within themselves at the moment. 50.886 was their best top 14 time, and this is better. 49.973 for Newdick.
So what can the HRE twins do?
Lead here to Lydia Van Dusen next to go. They've been fast right throughout the day. They were first in the 48s, can you believe it? That was in qualifying. Eltham Window Systems is the boat. It's an HRE twin turbo 400 engine with a Sprint Tech G-Force hull. Runs around about 1,400 horsepower. There's Eltham Window System, and have a look at the way it sits flat on the water. No other boat in our series sits on the water like this one does. Glenn Head and Olivia Van Dersen. Glenn told us at the beginning of the season it was all about reducing weight from the boat. 22.320, nearly let the split go by. That is the fastest we've seen. These guys are on for another maybe sub 49 second clocking, and it would be sweet revenge for Glenn Head. To say he'd have a troubled season would be the understatement of the year. Health and Window Systems making their way down towards the finish. Sub 49. Listen to the crowd. 48.775 for Head and Van Dersen. So they go to the top as we cut it from 10 to just 5. The grand final coming up here in Mouthfresh Superboat.
The navigator's chair.
First to go as quiet descends once again here on the Shelterview Jetsprint track will be Rob and Ange Coley. Remember, the previous times don't mean anything now. We start with a clean slate. We see what these guys and girls can do. You're on board here with Poison Ivy, Mouthfresh. Oh, just slowed a little bit just to get the hairpin absolutely dead right, and he managed to do so. Top 10 time was a 52.766. The split was a 24.984. This time he's gone quicker, 23.744. So Coley, another one chasing a faster time here. And with Rob Coley, he's never going to let you die wondering. He's going to give it absolutely everything. It's been a hallmark of his racing ever since he stepped into the boat for the first time, having no previous motorsport experience at all. Couple of corners still to come. 52.766 in the 10, 51.243. He goes faster in the 5. So Coley sets the benchmark in Mouthfresh Superboat. This is Richard Burt and Hayley Host. The boat is mad as. It's the rotor boat, powered by a quad rotor with a humongous turbo on it that hasn't quite got the boost it had at the beginning of the evening because from a little bit of a crew mistake, they sucked the beanie into the intake and that destroyed the wheel on the turbo. So they're down on horsepower, they're down on sheer speed, but it doesn't seem to bother Richard Burt. 25.044, not quite the 23.744 we saw from Robert Ange Coley. But just look at the way he is using all the course to negotiate the second here at Shelterview. Richard Burt, 2 times the Superboat champion of New Zealand. Hayley Host, and they've got it up on the grass. And once you're on the grass, you're along for the ride. And it's over for the rotor boat here in the finals at Wanganui.
We've been down on power all day, as you've seen. Our turbo was gone, so we're just driving this thing to the ragged edge. It's, yeah, we're just trimming the thing right out, trying to make it as loose as possible to get us there, and obviously we found the point of tooth loose.
So, still to come, Peter Coey, Louise Blythe. Top 10 was a 50.147. The boat is NZ. Trojan Total Oils, you're on board here with Louise and Peter. Louise is a local, she's from Wanganui. Peter's from Canterbury, got his motorsport start in cars, decided cars wasn't for him, decided JETSPRINTS was, and he's made it his business as well. He runs Sprint Tech boats, 22.734 at the split, faster than what we saw of Robert Ange Coley. And at the moment, that's the time to beat if you want to stand on the podium. 51.243 from Robert Ange Coley. What can Coey do here? Well, he can't do anything. He's got it completely wrong, and it's another DNF. Back-to-back DNFs here at Wanganui. First it was Richard Burt, now it's Peter Coey. You're on board with him there. He clipped the edge of the island and spun nearly a 360 degree. You're not going to see too much more than wake as Coey's boat backs back into the water. Wow, they are dropping like flies here at Shelterview Jetsprint track. Still to come, Sam Udick, Glenn Mason. Sam's top 10 time, a 49.973. It just gives you an indication. It doesn't mean anything. As I said, we wiped the slate clean. Best split time at the moment is a 22.734. That was from Peter Coey, but he couldn't complete the job. He threw it all away before the finish. What can Udick do? 51.243 is the only time we've got standing at the moment in the 5, which is unusual in itself. The split was a 22.886. So that was the second fastest split time. Coey's was quicker, but he didn't finish. What can Sam Udick do? Once again, that boat's sitting flat on the water as well. It's a Sprint Tech G-Force hull. Peter Coey's been in there, monstering it down towards the finish line. time they come now, looking for better than 51.243. He gets it, 50.659. At the moment, Sam Utica's first with Glenn Head and Olivia Van Dersen still to come. Now, when you consider that the fastest these guys have been was a 48.775, and that was in the 10, what can they do here? Their split was a 22.320, but they rocketed it home. L-Firm Window Systems is the boat. It's an HRE 400 twin turbo, Sprint-Tech G-Force HRE hull. And look at this, Glenn just driving the hull off this thing. 22.627 at the split, slightly slower than his top 10 split of a 22.320, but slightly quicker than what we saw Peter Coe do. Now can he bring it home? And can he bring it home better than a 50.659? Glenn Head, Olivia Van Dersen. Glenn Head, the current Superboat World Champion. This, though, is mouth-press Superboats of the L-Firm Window Systems New Zealand Jetsprinting Championship, so it's a different ball game. But what about the time? He's whacked it out of the park. 48.983. Glenn Head and Olivia Van Dersen take all the chocolates at Wanganui. And Olivia's pretty happy. And why wouldn't she be? It's been a tough season for these guys, but what a return.
Hey, we haven't won an event since, geez, when was that? It's going back, the World Series last year. Yeah, wicked, eh?
So Glenn Head and Olivia Van Dersen take the win here at Wanganui. 1 round to go in the championship. Let's see how it's affected the points. 30 points for the win to Glenn Head and Olivia Van Dersen, but sadly they're not in contention for the championship. Glenn Head and Olivia Van Dersen just picking up the win from Sam Udick and Glenn Mason, Rob and Ange Coley, and Peter Coe and Louise Blythe. Overall, Peter Coe still leads it, but anything can happen as we head to Wanaka for the grand final of the L-Firm Window Systems New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships for 2017.